We have to have the ability to test and have trusted people on the ground to say to us in these closed systems, what are they hearing? We talked a lot about trying to stop the bad messages. The issue is going to be not only trying to stop those bad messages, but to have positive messages. And it can't just be governments, because some places governments aren't trusted. So how is civil society, how are societal leaders, how can we get a drumbeat of positive information that is there and not drowned out by the vaccine misinformation that's so critical?
John Arthur. I'm the 2021 Utah Teacher of the Year. I'm also a finalist for National Teacher of the Year. I'm here in my classroom, and anytime we have an emergency drill, I can't help but look around at my students and wonder, if this were an actual crisis, like for reals, could I keep you safe? Well, now I don't have to wonder anymore. Last year the pandemic hit, a once-in-a-century crisis, and I stepped up. I took 2 shots in the arm. Oh! Also, I could look at my students and say, you see this? This vaccine's for you. It's for us. Now we're all one step closer to ending this pandemic. People like to say that we teachers are heroes. Well, getting vaccinated against COVID-19 is just one more way we can prove them right.
So we are working with Twitter on an initiative. We've also had a discussion with Facebook on how we can collaborate on removing information, and we're also working with Google and others. Another thing that I thought about is a coalition of public health partners.
Can you think of how we could strike, how we could ignite a stronger social movement around vaccines that could be sparked, and a way to root vaccination as a stronger social norm, especially in the generation that will be parents in the years to come? Perhaps that's where we should be focusing more of our attention.
I think one thing that the social media platform said to me was, you got to get into the trenches of Twitter and start responding and start getting engaged so that people feel that there's a person behind that government voice, and begin to get engaged much more on a personal, emotional level, because people don't understand statistics and data. Like, if you start doing that, you've lost them. And begin to get engaged much more on a personal, emotional level, because people don't understand statistics and data. Like, if you start doing that, you've lost them. and begin to get engaged much more on a personal, emotional level because people don't understand statistics and data. Like if you start doing that, you've lost them.
The traditional things weren't as valuable as having parents feel pride that they are doing the right thing for their children. And I think that's the type of proactive campaigns we can do to make it a societal norm that, in fact, if you're not immunizing your parents, you're a bad parent. I mean, your children, you're a bad parent. And if you are, you're doing something that protects them for life, that builds their, ability to contribute, et cetera. So I think there's a lot that we could do with that in terms of trying to make this a social movement.
Vaccines do not cause autism. Vaccines actually cause adults. Coming to the end of the decade of vaccines, the strategy from 2011 to 2020, we're in the process altogether of standing up a new strategy for the global community, for all of us. And you will see us moving quite rapidly forward on some of these issues from WHO.